Y'all, today's show is so good.
But number one, I've never seen an intro like that.
It is my hope and desire that not only will episode 30 still be fun, but episode 300 will be even more fun. You are made for something great, so go and be awesome.
Ten seconds remaining.
Hello, and welcome to the show. My name is Renee Hastings, and I'm your host of Renee Speaks. Y'all, today's show is going to be fantastic. And you know why? Because we have a sponsor, and our sponsor today is Wilbron, Alabama's premier public relations firm. But let me get into our guest. Y'all, today's guest is Delisa Abraham. She is a proud mom to Faith and Sparkle, and she is the driving force behind Faith and Sparkle's world. Recognizing Faith's uniqueness from the start, she embraced the joys and challenges of raising a neurodiverse child. When Faith expressed her dream of writing books, the family journeyed into self-publishing Dr. Faith, empowering both children and parents. Leveraging her military leadership training, Delisa now supports Faith in empowering others. Y'all, join with me in welcoming Delisa Abraham. Hello, Delisa.
Hi, how are you, Renee? Thank you so much for having me.
I am fantastic. It is so great to have you on the show. Thank you so much for joining us today and being willing to share with us your experiences along your entrepreneurial journey and some sharing with us even some lessons learned that you've learned along the way so that we as business owners can glean from your knowledge and expertise as you uncover different challenges and dealt with different things that resonate with our audience. So why don't we just jump right in and tell us a little bit about yourself and your background in the journey toward Faith's world.
Well, thank you so much for having me. As I mentioned, and everybody, welcome. You're going to have such a great time. And my background is in the military. I served for almost 14 years. I was in a leadership position. I taught leadership. I've worked in corporate for CEOs.
Well, thank you. First of all, thank you for your service. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I cannot let you go by talking about your military service without thanking you for your service. So that's a long time, 14 years. So thank you.
It was a very long time. And yeah, as I said, I worked in corporate for CEOs and executives, VPs. So that was a lot of fun. So as well as for nonprofits and hosting events for them and leading in that front. So that is my background in terms of my expertise and my experience. And then, of course, in terms of education, I have a degree in humanities as well as in researching. And so that is the foundational part of what I've been doing and my background that helped me on this journey in raising Faith.
Excellent. Well, and it's so great that it seems like whatever we deal with in our past or in our journey prepares us, like you said, prepares us for the next thing. And we can find ways to apply even maybe the things that you've learned in the military, the structure and the discipline and all of those things now can be parlayed into even how to navigate this journey with Faith and her background. So can you share key moments in supporting Faith's passion for writing? How
key
did this get
moments.
this?
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
well, we're going to be here for a minute. So grab
I love
all
it.
your cheese and popcorn. Yes, before Faith was born, I actually looked at what type of child she would be, not my own imaginations and interpretations. I really took the time to reflect. So, um, meditation and prayer is a huge part of my life and being. And I took the time to reflect on that. So, I already left the military. I had a corporate job. And then I got pregnant. So when I did find out I was pregnant, that is when now I started to shift and think. And now I started to tap into researching and leadership to find out what makes children thrive. How is it that there are those that are in, they could either come from wealthy families or not? What makes them thrive. And I'm a huge reader. I love reading and also implementing what I've learned. And so that is really the first step. I learned how to create the space in the home, in the environment, not only physically, but mentally and spiritually. So even before she was born, then she could thrive. And what I found was after she was born, I continued on the same process because things expand, we evolve. Now, all of a
Mhm.
sudden, how she was thinking, how she was moving, yes, it was ahead, but I was starting to see like more refined things. Like she already kind of knew, she just knew. It wasn't
Mhm.
just like a normal baby. There's some people you just see and you're just like, no, yeah, like you're just different. And so
Mhm.
people would see her and say that. And after my mom had cancer, Faith was 2 at the time. After my mom had cancer, Faith and our pup Sparkle, who just passed, they were there to support her and love her 100%. We had to move into my mom's home. And
Mhm.
because Faith was so worried, but she just knew in her heart this was something she was supposed to do. And I just, as a parent, supporting her on this, as well as being there for my mom. And after my mom healed from cancer, that's when Faith identified as a superhero doctor, and that is the journey of how the books got started. In the middle of the night, when she was like after she was 3 years old, and I just want to sleep, she's telling me, "Mom, I'm a superhero doctor."
I love that. I love that. And in the mind of a child, they can be and do anything. And I love that as parents, we nurture that desire that they have to and not kind of squelch that at all. And I think that even plays a part on in our teams as business owners and entrepreneurs. When your team members express a desire that they have, that they want to, tap into, like they have a passion for doing a particular thing that they haven't currently been assigned, you can nurture that and give them opportunities to thrive in an area where they feel passionate about. So I love that correlation there.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's one of the things that I do as well when I'm working with parents or even entrepreneurs, showing you how to take your skills and talents that you already have. You already have these gifts, some of them, and you've acquired all these skills after all these time. Now start implementing it in your home, right?
Yeah.
To a certain degree, like how you lead your team and how you lead your home is very, very different, but those same foundational principles remain the same.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And further to that, it leads into a great segue into our next question about why nurturing the creativity and kindness in children is vital to their future success.
Excellent question. Children naturally come out kind. They are naturally creative. This is not something new I'm saying. It's been proven throughout how many centuries.
Mhm.
But when we actually nurture children, what we find is that they are tapping into the purpose that they already have. And now they're confident to share what is
Mhm.
in their hearts. They already come out having an idea or somewhat knowing this is what I was created to do. They may not be able to express it fully in words, how we as adults are able to express certain things. And sometimes us as adults don't even know how to express it. But
Right.
if we, yeah, but if we pay attention to them, and this ranges with all children, even if they're sometimes maybe nonverbal, maybe it takes them a longer time to be verbal. Just pay attention to what they're doing, the art that they're drawing, the music that they're moving to or listening to or singing. Um, they're dancing. All of these things, now we're tapping into them emotionally. We're tapping into their emotions, and what makes them thrive. And that is what I did, right? As I was nurturing her kindness, as I was nurturing creativity, now I'm also paying attention so I can get insights into the person that she is.
Right. Oh, that is so good. So good. And further to that, tying it back into business ownership and entrepreneurs with teams that they lead, when we're serving our clients, we
Mhm.
have to have that same mindset, the
Yes.
absolute same mindset, because our clients come to depend on us. They rely on us. We become their confidants, and they trust us with their very personal thoughts, tasks, duties. And so when we can show empathy toward them, super, kindness toward them when they're dealing with some, particularly difficult things, that's when we can really shine and have an impact on them, because they know that they're not alone. They know that they've got someone right there by their side to help them, even if it's just a sounding board. They just might need to get out the words just to have somebody hear them. That's what we do. We listen. We're great listeners. And it's because of that kindness that we have that's been nurtured, that we are able to serve our clients in this way. And once our clients then are able to get that off of their chest, be able to express themselves, know that it's being received with kindness and empathy, then that frees up their mind to be able to think more on things that are more creative or strategic for the business. So it's invaluable, that service that we offer to our clients when we are showing kindness, which enables them to be more creative. So thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And also, just to expand on what you said, because what you said is just bang on, right on. When we're showing kindness and they're expressing, now we have to listen, because now
That's
we're paying attention to all the nonverbal things that they're actually saying so that we
right.
can properly, effectively, efficiently um, support them and
That's
support
right.
them really in love, right? I
Yeah,
like I know
absolutely.
people don't like to use these words in a way, but you support them so that they're successful as well. Mhm.
Right. Absolutely. Because the relationships that we develop with our clients, they're real partnerships.
Yes.
They truly are. I've been working in corporate America for forever and have been called the work wife more than once. You know what I mean? So it's a very close relationship. It's a partnership that is it's almost like family. It's like
Yeah.
sometimes you're closer to the people that you work with than you are your own natural family.
Yeah.
um, unfortunately, or fortunately, it's good to have people in your life that you know that you can count on and that can count on you, where they can show that empathy and love,
Mhm.
for, because I know, like you said, it is kind of a strange word to hear in a corporate setting or in a business
Yeah.
setting. But when people know you care about them,
Yeah.
then they feel freer and more open and are much more transparent and vulnerable. And that's the key to a successful business relationship, is
Yeah.
transparency and honesty. So
Mhm.
that's so important.
I
So
will give
Delisa,
you.
no, go
Sorry, go
ahead, go
ahead.
ahead, go ahead. Yeah.
No, I was just going to give you an example of my time in the military with that. And, I remember when I transferred from Army, I started off in the Army and I transferred over to the Navy after about 5 or 6 years. I was going into a new team, people that I
Mhm,
didn't know,
mhm,
um, an environment that they didn't really know me, really was just, you know, someone based on their reputation. Doesn't matter if the
mhm,
reputation's good, bad, or indifferent.
mhm.
You're just based off of that. Um, and as well your title, your rank, right?
Yeah.
That's and in corporate America, it's the same thing. Like sometimes people don't really know you personally, but they know of you based off your rank or your title.
Right.
And so there's that. And I remember going in and I had to lead this new team that I did not know. And at that time, I was already learning and doing my journeying and what type of leader I needed to be. And although I was in a very masculine dominated environment, sometimes being the only female at that time and now leading, and then now not only female, but a Black female as well. Um, you have, not you have to, but you start paying attention to how you come across, how you speak, your level of communication. All of these little tiny things make so much of a difference
Yes.
because it can be misconstrued as
Mhm.
something else.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so one of the first things that I had to also learn not only was do the work myself, but also definitely start making allies with my team. And I
Mm.
share this so many times with clients. I say, it doesn't matter who you are and where you are, even if you have the business or whatever rank you're at, start making allies, right? They
Yeah.
don't have to be your best friend today, but that is going to help you and support you on your journey as you also support them.
Oh my goodness. You could not have said it better. I 100% agree with that. And it makes me think about a situation that I had when I was in corporate America, where I was doing all the work. I was doing, being excellent at what I was doing. But my boss had to bring to my attention a blind spot that I had. And he says, yeah, you're doing all the work and you're really great at what you do, but you're killing all the soldiers in the process. You're like a bull in a china shop. So stop
And we
it.
don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear that, right?
Not at all. Not even a little bit. And I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, I know you don't know what you're doing, but let me tell you, this is how you're coming across. And he laid it out, all the things. And it was this whole laundry list of things. I was like, oh my word, you've got to be kidding me. Are you kidding me right now? And so one of the things he said is you have to take more of an interest in people. The world does not revolve around you. You are not that important, and neither am I. So get to know people. So when you talk about building allies, he 100% agreed with you and reaffirmed exactly what you just said. It is so important in your business and in your workplace to develop you. They don't have, like you said, they don't have to be your friend today, but develop some allies. Take an interest in people and what they're doing and what's going on in their lives. And then you'll see that relationships will just naturally and organically start to develop. And that's of course, the end goal. You want relationships that last, not just where people tolerate you, and or the whole environment changes when you walk into a room. You want where you go to be welcoming, or like a air of joy and happiness, and people get energy from your presence, not get drained
Yes.
from your presence.
Yes. You're saying it so correct. I start off, I start off even not in just in my home, but in business as well. And when I work with clients, I said the foundational work that I do starts off with creating that space. You have to learn how to create the space on all different levels because even if you're not walking into that room, but you're just we're on Zoom right now, it is so important because that energy that you're emitting is going to take it to new heights or to the next level or bring it all the way down and then people shut down. And we don't want people shutting down, right?
Mm-mm. No, especially in a video and a remote environment and where we're on StreamYard today,
Yeah.
people are in the comforts of their home.
Yeah.
They are doing the thing. They may be listening to this while they're doing something else, multitasking, trying to do all the things. And so we definitely want to be bringing the energy, the positive energy, and adding value to their day so that they want to keep on listening and they don't want the show to end because we're giving them so much good stuff.
Good.
Right? Right. So Delisa, tell me a little bit more about how you balance the challenges of parenting and entrepreneurship, because we have a lot of moms in our audience. So how do you balance parenting and entrepreneurship?
That is a fantastic question. And with everyone, it looks different. I just want to start off with that. And it depends on depending on the stage your business is at, as well as if you go into an office as well, right? Because maybe you're doing the 9 to 5. But what I do is that I've set aside very specific times in my schedule where I am online for a short amount of time. And I know that my daughter needs me in the afternoon for her activities or maybe to go with friends and such. Um, then I'm there. I'm available to take
Mm.
her to her classes that she wants to do and to meet up with her friends outside of the programs that she does. She has more friends than I do. I can't believe it. How is this even possible? As well as to find time in the mornings. I do take the time in the mornings. Like I don't start work until about 9, sometimes
Mm.
9:30, because
Mhm.
I need that time to move my body, to physically like do physical movement, to do prayer, to do my meditation, to set my day up. So that's
Yes.
why it takes me that period of time. And then I get what needs to be done, as well as I have people that support me on the tasks that you know that needs to get done, and I just focus on the bigger things that need my attention.
Right. And that's really good. I love how you talk about setting aside specific times, because that's what we do as I'm not sure if I mentioned to you that as the owner of Executive Help Now, which is a virtual assistant service. We provide virtual administrative support to small businesses and senior level executives, as well as video production support for podcasters and content creators. And it's so important when we're managing multiple clients to specify what we're going to be doing and calendar block our calendars so that we can serve each of our clients in the absolute best way with undivided attention so that it just makes sense. So we're not feeling overwhelmed by the end of the day. Our client is getting what they need. And
Mhm.
like you said, our VAs are getting what they need. They're
Yeah,
balancing, they're putting space in between appointments so that they can regroup and refresh and change hats, so to say,
yeah,
um, and continue to be productive with the time
yeah,
that they have blocked. So I love that how you talked about the importance of uh, calendar blocking or setting aside specific time so
yes.
that you can be the most productive and be your best self, and produce your best work um, at the same time.
Hmm.
So
Well,
super
thank
super
you.
super super good. So what advice do you have for parents who are supporting their children's dreams?
Oh, well, what first one I'm going to tell them to listen
Is
because
it? Is
we just
it?
need to listen. Open up those listening ears.
Right.
The second thing I would say is be patient, because as we're
Mm,
listening, what we're also doing is being patient. We don't want to hurry up and say you need to know what you want to be. If they're 10 and they don't know, it's okay. If they're 16 and they're like this is where I think I might want to do this. Now this is where you need to listen, especially if they're in those teenage years. Um, Pay attention to what is it that they are passionate about. We hear this
mm,
all the time from all the people that have gone before, some of the top people in industry, and they say this: follow your passions, right?
mhm.
And so
That's
if we
right.
pay attention to our children, what are they passionate about? What are they just naturally good at? And what do they want to do? Then what you start doing is start laying the foundations. Now, you're not there coming up with a whole business plan saying you're going to be a firefighter or a doctor or a CEO or president or any of those things. All you're doing is going through the process with them, and you are equipping them, you are preparing them, and you're helping them lay that foundation. Because I can tell you, it is that foundation when they have made it wherever they're going to go. That is what they fall back on when it gets tough, when they're faced with adversity, when they're faced with a bully that may make fun of how they think, or how they or their business, because there's a lot of young entrepreneurs, right? And other children don't know how to respond, and they're faced with bullying. My daughter was one of them. And
Mm.
so once they're faced with these challenges, some of them mild, some of them severe, the foundation that you've laid for them, that is what they will go back to.
Right.
And so that is what I will stop there. Because I get passionate about these things, and I really want to share and support young children and their growth, and especially with parents who think that, oh well, if you want to be a doctor, you have to go through all of these steps. Yes, it's true, but remember, there are different kinds of doctors that are available.
Mm-hmm. True. Absolutely.
And so it isn't, yeah, it isn't about just saying this is the way and go through this and you have all these things. It's really working with them from where they are and helping them to prepare the foundation.
Right. And I love listening to you talk about meeting them where they are. Because even though, I look back, my kids are not kids anymore. And then they've actually
Yeah.
got kids of their own. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There
I
was
know
a
what
time
you mean. I
when
understand. Yes.
there was a time when all they wanted to do was play video games all day. And I was just like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is not how you're going to spend your life, is not
Yeah.
playing video games. But then I had to actually rethink how I was thinking, because
Mhm.
if I could channel that energy or that desire or that passion and feed that, then maybe they could one day, instead of being a video game player, be a video game developer or designer. How about that?
That's right.
So there's
That's
always
right.
something. Yeah, we had a member on our team whose son enjoyed making things out of cardboard, like
Mhm.
swords and buildings and doors and
Yeah.
little vignettes and pieces of equipment out of cardboard. And our team member nurtured his son's desire to do this and would video him. His son would video, on camera, him making these different objects out of cardboard. And do you know that this young man has like this major following on YouTube now? Jeb the Box Cutter, I think is what his name is.
Mhm.
But he's fantastic and he's brilliant, and he's even been picked up by major sponsors
Yeah.
because of his passion for this. So I agree that we have to not only nurture our children's passions and desires, but support them and give them the tools, whatever they need, and the freedom to do these things while they're continuing to, get their education, do well in school, and just know in the back of our minds that sure, maybe they'll go to college. We hope they go to college, but maybe they'll be entrepreneurs and at the same time be able to nurture and combine those endeavors where they work together for the benefit of them so that they're successful people once they leave the house.
I love what you said and that example that you gave, um, because here it's, yes, he has the successful channel and they got the sponsors, but what they're doing is setting him up as an inventor, just right there, as an
Yeah.
architect, all of
Yes.
these things. And now mixed with technology, because these kids, they all have all these technologies. This young child could create the Washington DC on whichever planet in outer space, right?
Right. Out of
Because
cardboard.
yeah, no, like, it starts off with cardboard and then it ends up with real materials, right?
Right.
But but this is where it starts. But that's what I'm saying. Like, this is how I'm not. I'm pretty sure you probably heard of the story. I remember of the of who built the Washington D.C. man that built Washington, D.C., and he did it upside down, Black man, and his peers didn't believe in him. They didn't accept him, obviously, because of during that time. But he would draw and sketch entire cities upside down, and Washington, D.C. is one of them. But it's just coming from nurturing your passion and your skills and just getting our children involved. Don't make it about the money. They're not here to work. Don't make it seem like, oh, they have to.
I don't know if they gotta work.
No, I know. Like
sometimes out of the house.
Yeah, no, but some people take these young kids, and they think like, no, you need to be making like all of these monies, and
right, not when they're like 2 or 3. No,
but you understand. Yeah. No, but you understand what I mean, right? It's like, come on, let's grow them and nurture them. Yes, and they're living their passion to do their expand it. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Children need to be children. Let kids be kids, for sure. But before we run out of time, which we're getting super close on time, can you tell us how we can reach you, what's next for you, and how we can stay in touch?
Absolutely. So get on the website, faithandsparklesworld.com. Faith's books are on there, and I want everyone to know for these children's books, these are award-winning children's books, and these books are supporting children that have pediatric brain cancer in hospitals and in resource rooms across North America. Her books are encouraging children internationally, in homes and in schools. They're in some of the school libraries across North America as well. So get online and get those books, because it is just going to encourage, inspire, and empower the children in your life.
Yes, I love that. And I love the colors. They're so vibrant. Oh, I love them. Yeah, so we're showing them on the screen for those that are in listen-only mode, but the books are just beautiful. So www.faithandsparklesworld.com is where you can get the books, and it's to support an amazing cause. So I strongly encourage the audience to take advantage of these opportunities to share these gifts with your children or your children's classmates. They make amazing gifts for anyone at any time. So definitely encourage supporting Delisa in this venture. And we're also showing Facebook and Instagram handles at Faith and Sparkles World. Super engaging color banners and they keep your attention. So love it, love it, love it, love it. So thank you so much, Delisa, for your time today. Thank you for being a guest on our show. You were made for something great. So go and be awesome.
Thank you.